Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 386. My eyes have been red all day. My coworkers keep telling me.
Oh, just sneaking away for... Yeah, I'm not going to make that reference.
I have not been, but I have been rubbing my eyes because it's allergy season here in the South.
It's true. Everything has sprouted.
I really need to mow my lawn. But it's 386. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is...
March 27th.
Yep, Tuesday, March 27th.
3 days till my birthday.
It is 3 days until your birthday. Laura will be a whopping 37.
I will be.
She's so old.
I am so old.
Were you even 30 when we started this? No, you were 29.
I've given the Knit Girls the best years of my life.
That's going to be the episode title.
Best years of my life.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So this is usually a knitting podcast.
No, it's not. Why do you keep lying to people?
They keep coming back.
I
So
don't know about that. I think we just find new people to bother.
This is true. A high turnover rate, but they're always happy. Anyway,
I need a good laugh today. It's been a long day.
Would you like to go?
Sure, I can go. I'm knitting on a sock.
It's a very vibrant blue.
It is a vibrant. I like it. I'm knitting on a sock top down using double point needles. I don't even know who I am anymore. So, because, like, I've been totally monogamous for 2 months, basically.
Yeah, but everybody said they like seeing the
I know, but I just don't know who I am anymore, and I haven't been spinning at all. Anyway.
That's true. That is unlike you.
And you've been spinning more than I have been.
But not very much.
I feel like we switched roles in our lives.
Do you want the kid?
No. No. Do you want 1,200 kids?
No.
Alright, now someone who's watching for the first time is like, why does she have 1,200 kids? I'm a teacher.
Yes, at a middle school.
At a middle school. So this is a Susan B. Anderson pattern. It is the Smooth Operator socks. This is the second one. I'm hoping to get it done by the end of the month, but I'm not, like...
Yeah, I mean, you've got a good amount of time in a car coming up.
I do, and this is the first one. And the colorway of this is Honeydukes. It's Nomadic Yarns. It's her sport weight, which is really, like, one of my favorite things in the world. And I hope I have enough to finish the sock. Because it's only, like, 300 and some yards. It's 300 and... Look, I might have saved the tag.
And Laura has, like, a size 10 foot, and she
10
likes
and a half. I'm
around
going
a
to buy
5-inch
10
cuff.
and a half. 328 yards. Honeydukes.
So did you weigh
Nomadic.
it to see?
No.
Oh. I'm surprised.
Hey, do we have extra mini scales from SSK? Because I'm going to take one if we do.
We might.
Okay.
It's downstairs if we do.
Yes. Yes.
I'll look.
Because I put one in my spinning kit, and then I was like, I really need like 4 more of these. So that is the first thing that I'm knitting on. It's a Afterthought heel sock pattern, but it's knit from the top down. And worst comes to worst, I'll put something else on the toe. I mean, or the heel, whichever. It'll be fine.
It will be fun.
Everything is awesome. So that is the first, and I'm not even making any modifications with that. It's just straight up how Susan writes it. And the difference between this Afterthought heel and other Afterthought heels, this is still a wedge heel, just like wedge toe. So it's basically this toe on the heel, but where you see a strong line of 4-stitch decreases here, on the heel she decreases back to back, so you don't get that strong line of decreases. So yeah, that is the first. Second, I had a phone conference today with a parent, so I knit a little bit on that during that. And then the second thing that I'm working on, Leslie hasn't even seen this yet. This is the One and Done shawl. It's by Casapinka. I'm knitting it out of hand spun. This was some hand spun that I spun out of Unwind Yarn Company.
So this shawl is kind of like a crescent-shaped version of
The Clapetty.
Clapetty by Kate Gilbert, which was probably one of the most popular knitty patterns ever.
The main difference is it's ribbed. So it's got these lines of garter and then lines of ribbing.
Huh. Okay.
And then when you drop, see all these yarn overs at the bottom? You drop down to that yarn over. So what you're dropping is...
The garter sections?
No. I mean, it goes like hold on. It's a crescent, so it's like garter here, then ribbing, then it would be garter, then ribbing. So you're dropping down like, it's gonna drop is the stitch right here. So like the first ribbing, like...
Oh, like the pearls.
It's like ribbing. A 3x3.
Okay.
So it's gonna be like the, no, it's just like the center stitch of the ribbing.
Okay.
Is what drops. So I'm not certain. So the pattern is super variegated, like in the pattern picture as well.
And it actually, I'm pretty sure the pattern description says, use your crazy variegated skeins or something to that effect.
Yeah, so I'm not certain though.
I'm not certain either.
I told Leslie I wasn't going to show her until the podcast so we could discuss
I like
how
the
certain
hand
or
spun.
uncertain we are about it.
I just wonder
I don't know
if
that it's a
too
good
busy
hand spun pattern combo.
Yeah.
But when you look at that picture, I'm going to pull it up on my phone so y'all can see what the heck I'm talking about. When I look at the picture, and I use PDF Expert, like that is super variegated.
It is.
But it's also very smooth in texture.
Yeah, and I feel like some hand spun can be like uber variegated because each ply can be a different color.
Yeah.
Along with, short bursts of color
I would agree with that.
In the yarn, so I don't know, I'd give it a little bit more.
Yeah, this is like one repeat.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it maybe 2 more repeats. Or maybe I'll just give it 1 more repeat, then drop them, like it's at the end.
Yeah, and see what you think.
And see how it looks, and just use it kind of as a swatch. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm often torn, which is why it's sitting over here and not being actively worked on. And I'm knitting that on size 6 needles, which is what the pattern calls for.
Oh my god.
Well, because
but you're
this
using
is
like
thicker.
A worsted weight.
You think that's worsted? I would say that's like a DK.
I don't know. I think it's more of a worsted, but...
If I had my little kit that I was going to bring. I forgot 2 things because I'm a terrible human being.
Yeah, one of them was most of my knitting.
Hers. And the other was I created a kit for spinning this weekend for a flyaway, and I was going to show you what I put in my kit, and then...
I'm going to do a wraps per inch.
Oh, I would just hold it doubled and try to put it through a hole. So this is the cheater trick. If you put it doubled and go through a hole, it will kind of show you what it would be.
7 is really the first comfortable one.
Well, obviously not, because I'm knitting on 6s.
Let's go through 6s. Sorry, but I'm going to totally do this anyway. So,
see, okay, this is why I hate wraps per inch, though. The way I would wrap would be totally different than the way Leslie's wrapping. So...
I'm just wrapping it around.
I know, but I don't like the way you're wrapping it. Just do it.
This is why we can't be friends.
I'm just being honest. But that's why wraps per inch doesn't work for me, is because like the way I wrap would be totally different than the way Leslie would wrap, which would be totally different than, I'm just going to throw her name out here, Jillian Marino would wrap, which would be totally different than how Maggie Casey would wrap. So like there's no standard wrapping technique.
You want to know how Ann Field did her measurements?
Yes, I do. She's dead. She can't really tell us.
This is true. But she just said, if it doesn't work, just squish it a little bit.
See, that's one of my true regrets was Leslie got to take a class from Ann Field, but it was a week-long class in like April.
It was like
during
2 days.
testing. Yeah, and there was it was 3 days, I thought.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
And there was no way I could do it, but my mom, who was retired, was like, sure. And then Ann Fields passed away the following year, so I lost that opportunity.
It was right after the major earthquakes in Christchurch.
Yeah.
Anyway. You do have another big knitting project.
No, these are my two.
No, you have one in your...
Oh, I have a finished object.
Oh, is it finished?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was finished.
I'm sorry that you're not on Instagram. How did I not tell you that it was finished?
I don't know.
Hey, Leslie, I finished my blanket.
I didn't... It's not in the finished objects on the show notes.
Well, you were doing the show notes.
Well, you didn't tell me.
I didn't think I needed to. I told you I was blocking it. That's why I had to move your vest.
I don't remember that.
You have works in progress. Go and I'll show my blanket.
So I have one big work in progress, which is the cypress vest.
It's at my house.
Jared Flood pattern, and the way that it's written, you knit the front and back separate, then you block it, then you seam it up to the arm pit, and then across the top of the shoulders, and then you do ribbing around the arms and around the neckline. Well, I got to the point where both front and back were done, and I blocked it at Laura's house because she has clean spaces to put things. So
I have a blocking room, also known as the guest bedroom.
Yeah. So when I went over there this weekend, I took them and blocked them, and then Laura moved them to block her blanket, apparently.
I did.
And
then I put them on top of the toilet paper because I got like a big Costco thing of toilet paper, so it's sitting right by my front door, so I wouldn't forget it.
And then she walked past it as she left.
Got my kit that I put together for spinning.
So I'll take it with me on the road trip this weekend and maybe get it done for next week. We'll see. So aside from that, I am knitting blanket squares. So I showed this before. It's called the Pathways blanket.
It was one of the featured Ravelry.
Yeah, when they did
patterns.
Rainbow. I think that this was one of the featured ones then. So each one of these, and I don't even know how many I have. But I'm using some Lion Brand shawl in a ball.
Someone just knit a Lala Simple shawl out of one of those, or two of them. It was really pretty.
That would be good. This is a cotton acrylic and then 3% other.
I always want to like make up what the other is. Is it like rat turds? What else could it be? It could be dog fur. It could be... I mean, there's so many things that it could be other of.
It could be...
human hair.
Human skin flakes. I don't know.
It puts the lotion.
So each one of these is knit... they're knit on the bias. And you cast on with a single stitch. You increase 1 stitch per row until you get to a certain number. Then you switch yarns. I'm just using a simple Lion Brand solid gray.
That bothers me. Why would you put other?
I don't
like
know.
You have to know what it is. How would you not know what
Maybe
it is?
they do. They just don't want to tell you what it is.
It's a secret?
Yeah. Maybe they just like sweep up in the factory and whatever's left they just put through the carter. And that's what you end up with.
Maybe that's the weight bits.
Yeah.
We're not ridiculous at all.
Maybe it's the like ground up cotton seeds because it has cotton in it. I don't know.
But that would fall under cotton, I would feel like.
I don't know.
Also, cotton seeds are rough.
Yeah, they are. I was about to make an incredibly inappropriate joke that I'm going to move on from.
Okay.
So you go out to a certain number, then you decrease down, and then you switch yarns again. So each square will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ends. I'm leaving them about 8 inches long so that I can use them to weave together.
Each square has 6 ends?
Mm-hmm.
How many squares are you going to do?
I have no idea.
If you do 100, you'd have 600 ends.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you going to weave them in as you go?
Well, no, because you can't... The way that the pattern... The colors change.
Yeah.
So you have to, like, wait until you're done and then lay out all the colors how you want them to go. And then put them together.
Wow.
So there's, like, a darker magenta.
You can't weave in any of the ends?
You could, but I don't know what I'm going to need for seaming. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then I think I have 8 more somewhere that I put aside from when I was going to travel. So I've got about 2 dozen done.
Wow.
But I know I need at least, let's see, how many, I think she did.
If it's greater than 100, that's insane.
Her finished blanket was 5x5.
And it's 3,000 yards.
100 squares.
100 squares. And you've done 22?
Yeah. But I love the way it looks. The link for this is in the show notes.
It is really pretty.
TheKnitGirlls.com. The pattern is a free pattern, and the woman who I'm copying, her name is Salty Pearl.
It's a great name.
And she just made good notes, so I'm following her process. So that's what I'm knitting there. And that's it. I don't have any finished objects.
I have a finished object.
Go for it.
I finished my blanket. So this is Lily's scrap blanket.
You finished your blanket?
I did. Repeat and repeat we're on about.
Oh my god, my sister used to do that all the time.
I say that all when my kids keep repeating things back to me. That's my
I just watched a Roseanne
deflection.
episode of season 3. Oh my god, by the way, Roseanne is getting a reboot. I don't know, Laura didn't care at all about this.
No.
But Roseanne was like the sitcom for my family. Because we were very like
It's a very
white trash.
It's a very conservative show, though, too.
I don't know. I think it was pretty progressive for its time. But yeah, it's the newest, like they're doing a season 10, and almost all of the original cast is back, plus some. So yay! So I'm rewatching all the old episodes.
Cool. This is my blanket. The ends are even woven in. They're not cut, but they're woven in. Oh. It is 62 by 58, I think.
Oh.
Not 58.
Yeah,
that's a total lie. 38. So 62 by 38.
Show, yeah. Don't say that part's hidden, and that's my favorite.
This
half.
is the bind off. This is the bind off half. That is the cast on half down there. Apparently, when I was doing the increases in this section, I made my increases, but I didn't knit them through the back loop correctly.
Oh. There were a couple of rows you were a little distracted.
Well, what was happening was I kept dropping them and then repicking them back up, and it just wasn't working, but whatever. That's not going to bother me.
Yeah, I doubt I would have even noticed it if you hadn't shown it to me.
Yeah, it's 3 spots of holes, but basically they're just yarn overs. It'll be fine. But yeah, it's done. I just need to trim the ends, and then I have a blanket.
Did you already post it on your Harry Potter thing?
No, I need to do that
You need to do it before you leave, right?
Yeah, I need to do it like now.
I'm impressed you got it done.
Tonight.
Not because I don't think you couldn't have done the knitting. I'm just impressed you were focused enough to stay on one project.
For 2.5 months,
Yeah.
basically, because I did all the spinning. This is not how we fold blankets.
At all. I bet you don't fold your fitted sheets at all, do you?
Why would I fold fitted sheets?
You just like crumble them?
Yes! Why would I fold fitted sheets? That was the right directionality. It was just twisted. No, I know how to fold fitted sheets. Like, you pull out on the triangle ends and you pop out this way.
Match up the seams.
Yeah.
And then you...
I know how to do that, but that involves work. And it's just me, and I have a queen-size bed, so it's hard to do on your own. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So yeah, they just get bundled and shoved into the linen closet, which then my mom rearranges when she comes and visits. Which will be happening soon. This time she rearranged not only my linen closet, in addition to all the other work she did, but also where I store my towels under the sink was reorganized and refolded as well, because towels also just get shoved underneath there.
Wow.
I bought new towels too. Like, pro bathroom makeover. I bought new towels before they came and made it for the bathroom. Did I tell the bathroom story last week?
I don't think so.
I feel like I did, but maybe not. So, while I was at Madison... I'm spoiled rotten. Let me preface everything. So while I was at Madison, my parents came to watch Pearl, because that's what they do. They puppy sit, usually. They're not this time, because Wheezy's being not very kind to me on my birthday. So
Weezy doesn't want to come sit in his daughter's empty house for 4 days.
It's 3 by himself. And just when he was just here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So while I'm teaching Saturday morning at Madison, I get a text message that says, "Where's your shop vacuum?" Which they happen to have given me as a present 1 year. So he knows I have one. So I don't see it till class is over because I don't check my phone while I'm teaching. And so I call him because that is a peculiar question. And before I left, I asked my parents, because they're getting older and they like hire toilets. I feel like we did have this conversation.
Maybe. I know you talked about they were going to. I don't know if we...
Okay. And so they were going to put in a higher toilet because my dad had knee replacement surgery, and
Your
he
mom
wanted...
needs knee replacement surgery.
Yeah, and so they wanted something a little bit higher when they came to stay, which is awesome. Like, and the toilet in there was terrible. It was original to the house, and they had like burnt the linoleum somehow. I don't know, candles by the bathtub. It was all
Not the
jacked up.
liniments, the previous owner.
The previous owner. So apparently my mom decided to put in a new floor, and when she was putting in the new floor, she noticed that before I replaced the roof, there was a water spot that had formed on the ceiling in there. So she's like, I'm going to take care of that. So she decided to take down the popcorn ceiling, repaint the ceiling, repaint the walls, put in flooring, and change out the toilet. So when I talked to her yesterday, she said, all we need to do is change the light fixture, the faucet, and the knobs, and the accessories, like the toilet roll holder, because it's super 90s brass. And then completely redone bathroom, basically. Guest bathroom. Then my bathroom's next. So, I use, every time I teach, I end up using the money that I earn towards my house.
Yeah, home improvement.
So last time, Disney went to a new dishwasher. This time went to this. So
Oh, you need gutters, too?
I do need gutters and a shed.
We need a shed, too.
They have, like, the plastic ones, which is what because that's all I need is, like, you actually have, like, a riding lawnmower. I have, like, a little push mower.
We have to get ours approved through the Homeowners Association.
Yeah,
before we
a little
can buy
plastic shed's not going to work for you. In my neighborhood, a little plastic shed is, like, totally par for the course. So, they're, like, $700. I priced them the other day. So maybe after SSK, I will get a little shed. I also need my mom to do yard work for me.
Or, you are a grown-up.
I could, but I choose not to. Be a grown-up in general.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. No, she's doing her master gardener thing, and she said she needed some place to practice. So
I've got a whole yard.
she is welcome to redo my beds.
If she needs practice building a
shed, I'll send her
a
your way.
reinforced like wall to keep my yard from eroding into the pond.
Oh.
Retaining wall, that's what they're called.
I feel like that she did build a retaining wall when we lived in Pittsburgh. I feel like maybe they hired that out. I feel like she did it though.
No, this one you have to have like tools to get into the lake, so she couldn't do it. But still,
I feel like
that's also a thing that
probably
has to
not.
go through the stupid homeowners association.
Oh, that's fun for you.
Anyway, I do have spinning, but I can't show it to you.
Oh, because it's in my house. But if you want to see it, you can pop on my Instagram. I'm Lala Knits on Instagram. Or, I sent you a picture. You could put it in the show notes if you wanted. Or
I'll
not.
show you when it's plied.
Okay. Leslie has been spinning over at my house. Yet again, something that's been left at my house that I can't show you.
This one was my fault, though. I'm not done spinning on the bobbin.
But it's
yet,
really,
so.
really pretty. I'll show you. Actually, I have my phone here. My
I'm just
giant
spinning
phone.
a patchwork kit from Hello Yarn, which is just like bits and bobs of leftover fiber. And I'm spinning it on the Majacraft Rose.
She is, and this is what it looks like.
That is a glory picture. It does not actually look that pretty.
It does look that pretty. Also, I love portrait mode on my iPhone.
Yeah, I wish that you could do it face front. Like,
yeah, that's annoying. Do you want to see Isaac Hayes' car, everyone? I went to the Stax Museum with the kids. It's a gold-plated Cadillac.
like you do.
Like you do. Anyway, that's your Memphis culture for the day.
Laura has some spinning.
I have a wee bit of spinning. Oop. So I am spinning on my Jenkins Turkish. This is an Aegean. Hey, I found out from Emily that the letter is like A34. A is the style. So now I know what kinds of styles I have. And I started winding my cot backwards because I was doing it at work and not paying attention. So instead of going over 2 under 1, I was going over 1 under 2. But I kind of like that because I have more space down here on this spindle than I do up here. So it's going backwards. And I'm spinning a Knit Spin Farm bat. And I'm enjoying it immensely. So that's the first little bit on there. So I got a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 grams done. Maybe. That might be stretching it.
I might take my little spindle with me this weekend.
Yeah, you should. I'm going to take this one with me. And it's living in this little bag that next time Mom makes me one, I'm going to ask for it to be satin lined because it's a pretty good spindle bag. My mom made this. And it's got little pockets on the side, too.
She likes to try out new patterns.
She does. She made them first for my nieces. And then I got this one. And Leslie got one, too, I think. Mm-hmm. Along with some other things.
It's in my purse. And my purse is not upstairs.
There you go. So that's been my spinning. I did start resuming spinning on a sweater spin of Shetland that I'm doing, but it's super boring and gray, and I'll bring it over when I finish the first bobbin. I have 4 bobbins done already.
Working on a quilt.
Yeah.
Laura's birthday quilt.
It's my birthday in 3 days.
So usually for Laura, instead of a Christmas gift and a birthday gift, I'll just make a quilt. Sort of combine the two.
It's lovely.
Because I know it's something that she will use.
Yes.
So, I'm working on...
Humberto threw up all over last year's quilt today, so it's in the wash.
It's not the first time that's happened.
No, it happens all the time.
So, I don't care. I mean, they're getting used, so that makes me happy. So, I've done most of the pre-work on the quilt of creating the pieces, then piecing the pieces into blocks, and then sewing the blocks into strips. And then, because this particular pattern left like you know how your little project bag had the little pockets in the side? Well, the way that this particular blanket was constructed, it had lots of those little pockets, and I thought that's dumb because it's going to get caught on stuff. Mm-hmm. So I sewed them down.
Okay.
So a little extra work there. So I'm almost done with the quilt top, maybe an hour's work of sewing the strips together.
Are you going to send it off to be quilted?
I don't know. I might send it home with your mom.
That's what I was going to say.
You should because it'll get done faster
home with my mom.
That way.
And then I'll see her in June, or she can just ship it back.
Yeah. She can bring it to SSK or whatever.
I have a question to ask you about the TheKnitGirlls taxes that I will ask you after the show's over.
Yeah, you need that thing.
I do need that thing.
You just remind me, I'll send it to you. I did go today and actually pay for the taxes.
Oh, that's exciting.
So that's all done. The Knit Girls have filed their 2017 taxes.
Excellent.
That is the thing we have to do.
Not, so.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? Books. So.
Yeah.
We should have gotten a book to review, but we didn't because we're not prepared because we're thinking about ply already.
We're like, my brain is like total ply.
Yeah.
And I have the 5th graders coming through to do a tour, and I have to talk to them about their 10 choices for summer reading tomorrow, which I've looked at. I have a list. We're buying them the books this coming year.
Oh.
Like for their, so that it's choice driven, they get to choose what they want, then they're filling out, a form. I tried to make it Google Forms, but not all my kids have access to internet, so we can't do that. But anyway, they're pre-ordering their books, and then the school is using Title I money to pay for it, which is exciting. Yeah. I like choice with books. Anyway, so what are you reading? Oh, I am reading Hot and Badgered by Shelley Lawrenston. It is, okay, so I love Shelley Lawrenston. She's one of my favorite romance authors. And she's also G.A. Aiken, who does the Dragon series.
That's right.
And her books just make me laugh.
She's a very,
so funny.
Oh, God, I forgot I have my glasses on. She's a very sarcastic, witty writer. And
so she's got these Shifter series, and her last one that she did was a Honey Badger one, and that kind of ended the arc of that storyline. And so she's created this new series, and it's all about Shifter Honey Badger.
Now, are these male-female or male-male?
Male-female.
Okay.
Yeah, she only does male-female for the most part.
Okay.
I think she only does male-female, period, yeah.
I know the G.A. Aikens were male-female, but I wasn't sure on the others.
She only does male-female, and, like, they are ridiculously funny. Like, I can't even. It's just so funny, and it just makes me laugh so hard. So this one has honey badgers and bears primarily in it, and then some people from her first original series are reappearing. So some wolves and some, I don't know, mostly wolves, jackals, some other ones. They're so funny. Like, making my whole day better. And they're not short books either. Like, they are substantial, which also makes me super happy. So that came out today. And then something else I was waiting for came out today, too. Like, today was a good book drop day, because your book came out.
Yeah. And
the other thing that I've been reading a lot on my phone. So Scissor Kisses, which is an Ordinary Magic story, came out a couple weeks ago, and I just found it. It's a short story. Ordinary Magic's the one in Portland where they come in and gods come in and they lose their powers, and it's by Devin Monk, and she's a knitter, so there's knitting in it. So there was a new short stories in that series, and the new Lauren Dane also dropped, who I like. I also read the Christine Feehan's Leopard Blood, which is one of her shifter type things. They're more violent. Like, the honey badgers are violent, but they're humorously violent as they kill people.
Yeah.
Leopard's Blood is more like mafia violence. And I also purchased Veiled Enchantments, which is a Veiled Magic series by Deborah Blake. Third in that series to read. She's the person who does, like, the Baba Yaga series. And there was a new Baba Yaga that dropped, too. So I turned off my Kindle Unlimited because I have, like, all this stuff that just dropped. Because March is, like, the great month for romance. Especially paranormal romance. It's, like, when everything drops.
Cool.
So... And then, like, in June, you get all, like, the beach reads, like Susan Mallory.
Yeah.
And November, usually, is, like, the romance that take place at Christmas time. Susan Mallory's. So, listening-wise, I'm listening to Son of Neptune, which is in the Percy Jackson series. And I'm listening to those because I never had finished those. I'd gotten through, like, half of Son of Neptune, and I've never finished that series, and it's a 5-book series. And I started Trials of Apollo, which comes after that, and I was missing some substantial plot points from the first one. The Lightning Thief series goes straight into the Heroes of Olympus series, which is what I'm reading, which goes into the Trials of Apollo series, and, like, the characters all run together. So I was missing that plot point, and the new one in the third in Trials of Apollo drops next month. So I'm trying to catch up. They're 15 hours, around 15 hours each. So I finished Lost Hero, which is the first one, and I'm listening to the second one now. But it's Rome and not just Greek, and I don't like Roman gods as much. Blah.
They don't like you either.
No one likes me.
So I'm reading...
Yeah, what are you reading?
As far as actually reading, I've tried a couple of books this week that I didn't like.
You should read some Honey Badgers. You'll make your day
I'm
so
very
much
busy
better.
with other shifter books. So I'm rereading The Consumption of Magic, which is the third book in the Tales of Verania series. It starts with a lightning struck heart.
That's not a shifter series.
It has a hornless gay unicorn and a half giant. And it is a male-male romance, but I would say that's really only like 10% of the book. It's more about magic and...
it's more fantasy.
Yeah, it's very funny. It is probably one of my all-time favorite male-male romance books and one of my favorite fantasy. Anyway, the third one I'm rereading, even though it made me cry the first time, and because the fourth one, Wish Upon the Stars... came out,
which is the last
this
one,
morning.
correct?
Yeah, it's the last one in the series. Originally, it was only going to be 3 books, but he found he had more to say than he expected. So, those are both by T.J. Klune, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay. And so those are what I'm reading. As far as what I'm listening to, I finished the second in the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Briggs. It was
Read by Lorelei.
Yeah, Lorelei King, I think.
Yeah.
So I finished Bloodbound, and I think Moon Kissed is the next one, or Moon something. I can't remember. Moon Called?
Moon is the first one.
Yeah, but so is the
Iron Kissed?
Maybe it's Iron Kissed. Iron Kissed, yeah.
Moon Called is the first one.
Okay. So I'm listening
You were
to...
wrong.
That is not an unusual thing. I'm listening to that, or I just finished that, and I'm about to start Iron Kissed. And I'm reading the 9th, or listening to the 9th in the Kate Daniels series called Magic Binds, by Alana Andrews. And the final book in that series comes out this summer.
She keeps tweeting knitting things, and I keep responding because I'm that person. I'm like subtle fangirl responding.
Yeah, you don't even know that I talk about you all the time.
If she did, she'd have a restraining order.
Yeah. It's a husband-wife team. Alana Andrews, very good writer. I like all of her series. I like reading and listening to all of her series, but I cannot listen to the Innkeeper series because of the affected Southern accent. Makes me crazy.
The new Innkeeper is almost done, I think. You should just read it online.
I need to be able to read it from start to finish. I'm that way with TV series too. I'd rather just watch them
I can't.
If it weren't for you, I wouldn't watch RuPaul until the last episode came out, and then I would just binge them all.
No, I get spoiled so easily.
You really do.
I follow too many drag queens on social media.
This is a problem that not many people have.
I feel like that's not true.
Okay, I would say the crossover of people who watch our show and the Venn diagram of people who watch our show and people who follow a lot of drag queens is not as intersected.
So you would think, I teach in Mississippi, that the people that I teach with, that circle, let's do Venn diagrams. And the people who watch RuPaul's Drag Race, I would be the only one over here. No, there's like 8 of us, and we talk about it all the time at work. But now all the kids are around, so we've got a secret convo, and we have to use code words. Because some things you can't really talk about tucking at school.
I mean, unless you're talking about a shirt, that's really the only appropriate.
So, there's tons of us, and it's so funny.
That's good. I'm glad you have somebody to gossip
all the
with.
time, and we always start every conversation with, "Have you watched the last episode yet?"
That's good, so that you don't spoil.
There's no spoilers.
Other.
I think there's actually more RuPaul's Drag Race watchers at my school than Game of Thrones watchers. I think Walking Dead, though, has us all beat.
See, after the 3rd season, it just got so gory I couldn't watch it anymore.
I don't watch zombies are not my jam.
Yeah, it's not a common thing that
also romances with zombies just creep me out.
Ugh.
Yeah. Or ghosts. I can't do either of those.
I don't generally do
if you're falling in love with a ghost, I can't be friends with you anymore, or even to read about your life.
Judgy Laura.
So judgy.
Has her pants on super tight today.
I told my boss at work, I have no filter today. None.
That's what you told your boss, that you have no filter? Mm-hmm. Oh, I was expecting something much funnier than that.
Oh, no. We were talking about we were talking about me taking a half day on Thursday, actually. That's how that conversation began, and then it just became talking. But yeah. No filter today.
So, what else do we have to talk about?
We're going to Plyaway.
Yes. Plyaway is a spinning event in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah.
It is Missouri, right?
It is in Missouri.
Okay.
Well, there's Kansas City, Missouri, and there's Kansas City, Kansas.
Just like there's 4 bowling greens in the U.S., so.
Also, Kansas City is the city of fountains.
City of what?
Fountains.
Oh.
They have more fountains than any other city in the United States, I believe. It's their thing.
Okie dokie.
In case you needed to know.
That's awesome.
Besides barbecue. So we will be at Plyaway, which actually started today, but we won't be there till Thursday night, probably late-ish.
Yeah, you won't see us till Friday, probably.
Y'all won't see us till Friday unless you like stalk us in the hotel lobby as we check in. That's probably
in which case I'll give you stuff to carry.
I do have things for us. Let's say the first like 5 people that find you and the first 5 people that find me. We have those Acrework swatch gauges left over from SSK.
Oh, cool.
And we also have some hip strings.
Like,
not reps per inch,
yeah,
but they're
like
gauge,
a thickness gauge.
Yeah, thickness gauges. Gauges that we can give away. I give away all my pens at
I have
Madison, just so you know.
Cool. I'll load you down
I am
with some more.
penless. Got rid of them all and the box. Done. So I am taking 2 classes with Judy Mackenzie, and you are taking
a single class.
A single dyeing class.
Yeah, its focus is on natural dyeing, but most of the class I think will be centered around the indigo dyeing. I'm going to take my yarn school apron.
Oh,
because you need an apron.
You do need an apron. And you need thick rubber gloves.
Yep, I've got a list, and scissors and tags of some
and
sort.
money.
Yeah, $20.
Yeah, mine equal $30 altogether. Yeah. Class fees. I always forget about. I'm glad I checked.
Yeah, I am too. Because
Mom's equal like $75,
yeah.
and she's
well,
like,
she's
I
taking
need to
like
make
4
sure
classes or something.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's high. I'm just saying that like I don't typically carry more than $20 in cash on me ever, so I need to remember to grab some cash before we go. The only time I have more money is when it's Girl Scout cookie sales time or at SSK.
Apparently there's an app where you can find Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, there's an app where you can order online, but the shipping's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll be at Flyaway, and we're going to try out a bunch of different wheels on the market. We're going to talk to, was it Spinsy Whimsy?
Spry Whimsy.
Spry Whimsy, there we go. About Spinolutions. I'm going to try a Louette Victoria and a Louette Julia because they both have Scotch tension. We're going to try out all the things at the Clems and Clems booth, including their wheels because they have wheels too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But they also make cool drum carders and hand cards and blending boards. I have their blending board.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Leslie has it right now. That's like the best of all the blending boards that I've tried. But they also do something different with the teeth of their cards that I want to kind of see up close and personal. I had to pack hand cards and combs for my class, but I can't find my combs. So I'm not, A, I can't find them. But B, I'm not looking very hard. But C,
I was going to say, I could give you, my combs are right there. You can take
like, them. I am not Wolverine, and I do not need combs.
You can take mine, they're right there.
I don't want your combs. They scare me. Leslie has full-size combs, and they are very, very scary.
Yeah, and I don't use them frequently.
I have mini combs, but I have no idea, because that's all I can be trusted with. But I have no idea where they are. They're probably they're not with the SSK stuff because I unpacked them to show Joanne, and then she didn't want them.
Yeah, because I used them at your house maybe 4 months ago.
Where did you put them when you were done with them?
Wherever I got them from, in your craft room somewhere.
I have no idea. See, that's the problem.
Oh.
So
I'll help you look tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll look tomorrow. I have major cleaning to do. So we're gonna leave from here. It's an 8-hour drive, and Leslie's son is staying with Pearl, so she won't be left alone, because that would be terrible.
Yeah. For 4 days.
Yeah, that would be terrible. Although there are lots of puppy pads at my house, that would be, for the cat, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
So he's going to enjoy his time over there and playing with Pearl, mainly. And then Saturday, we're going to chill at the market. I already have a list of, obviously, because I've been talking about a ton of stuff.
Nothing, no list. I'm just going to wander.
Good. Leslie's off all Saturday, so she's got more time.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon, I'm taking a blending class with Judith.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like what works together.
Perfect pairings.
Yeah.
So, and someone took it today, and they were showing, like, how she shows, like, twist structure for lace, like 2-ply lace. So I think it'll be good.
Cool.
I really wanted to take like 4 other classes, like Deb Robeson's down breeds and a couple others, but I decided to prioritize with plying this time because I've never taken any classes on more traditional plying versus fancy plying. Like I've taken art yarn classes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever done a plying class. I've done silk. Took something else with that Patsy Z too, besides just silk. I don't know.
I signed up for one because if I make it through that one class, I'll be doing good.
Yeah, Jessica didn't sign up for any because she's getting back from Italy tonight.
Yeah.
So, and you're taking it with a bunch of... I'm kind of jealous. Like, I'm taking mine on my own, but you're taking yours with a bunch of our friends.
Sarah D. and Stacy.
Yeah.
But that just means you'll make new friends. I feel like you've never met a stranger. You're like your dad that way.
Blink, blink, blink. I'll make new friends. Even though I don't like making new friends, I will. I won't sit in the corner by myself. I'll pretend to be social.
I bet you'll know somebody in these classes. Maybe from SSK, maybe from other events.
I don't know. Like, the fun thing about Playa is we've never been before, so it's all brand new to us.
It's only its second year, so...
Third.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
She's on 3 now, I think. So...
Cool.
It'll be super cool. And then after that, we're going to Dixon. We won't be at Maryland this year. It's just... too much.
When is Dixon?
It is always Memorial Day.
Oh, well, I may not be able to go then.
Oh, because you might be on call.
Yeah, because I switched so that I could
be off for
Ply. So I have to look, but
okay.
I may not be able to go.
It
wouldn't break my heart if I
I'll
couldn't
take
go to
Eloise, maybe. I like going to Dixon.
I do too, but I mean...
The House of Yarn's carrying Lemonade Shop yarn now.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. They bring their yarn truck, so that would be fun.
They get some great stuff.
They do. They're my favorite yarn shop that's not my local yarn shop.
Well, they kind of are your local
They
yarn
are my
shop.
local yarn shop. I don't know why I said that.
Even though they're 3 hours away.
3.5. But yeah.
Look, I finished a square that I started.
Oh,
They take about 45 minutes
I
each.
should do some ribbing, but I stopped knitting.
So I have something else to talk about.
Oh my gosh, you do? Then I'm going to start knitting again.
Yeah, but just briefly.
Okay.
So, this is a mesh fabric. It's called Power Mesh. It's very stretchy.
Are you making bras?
I am. So I have
It
a
is very stretchy.
rather large chesticle area.
Okay.
I think I heard that on Scrubs or something forever ago. And so when I buy new bras, they end up being horridly expensive. Like, well,
yeah.
for me, well in the $100 range.
Yeah.
And so
No,
I try
that's
to
very expensive.
take care of them as much as I can so that they last, because it is hard to find a bra that fits you well, that supports you and doesn't like dig in weird spots, right?
Yeah.
So I have this one that I've had for maybe 3 years, and it's it's just a plain black one, but it fits really well, except now it doesn't anymore. It's too too stretched out on the band part that has the clips on it. So I did some research online on whether or not that part can just be replaced on its own.
Yeah.
Because it is very clearly, like the netting part, there are parts where it's very clearly stretched out.
Yeah.
So
I have mine stretched there, but they also stretch right here in the middle.
Oh yeah,
like
mine
where in between the
here.
underwires.
Oh, my underwires meet.
Well,
so
I have a gap right there.
Oh, mine.
In case you needed to know, like, because this is a Victoria's Secret's bra, and
Victoria's Secret doesn't carry my size.
I know.
So
I worked for Victoria's Secret. Internet. I worked for Victoria's Secret for several years when I was in college.
Yeah. And you still have those bras and stuff.
Not
all of them?
No. When I worked at Victoria's Secrets, this is more information than you need to know. I was 34C. I was probably 100 pounds lighter than I am now. So now I'm a 38C.
Guess my size.
I don't want to guess your size. See, Victoria's Secret didn't sell your size. So it's above a double D.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 38F.
42F.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty close. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I found a couple of European brands that actually fit really well.
Uh-huh.
And that's what one of these is. But so I'm going to pick out the seam that has the fabric in it, and then I'm going to use that as a template to cut out new fabric. And I'll just cut it out smaller, of course, so that it's got the stretch, and see whether or not that works.
Yeah, because right now it's not doing you any good anyways.
Yeah,
so.
At this point it's not, I can't wear it because it gaps and it makes me crazy.
So where did you get that fabric from?
I ordered it online.
Oh, okay.
I ordered it from Amazon, because Amazon carries almost everything.
They
now.
do.
They do a lot of it like via drop shipping from, you know,
Wherever.
like
yeah.
Webs is connected to Amazon.
Yeah.
So.
Webs just bought 2 new entities.
Did they?
So, you know that they had bought out
Twist
Collective.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just bought a yarn shop in New York.
Oh, yeah, I got that email.
And then also maybe Taki Stacey Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. There'll be new lines there.
Yeah.
I like Webs for when you have to buy like a sweater slot because it's discountable.
Yeah.
The more you buy, the bigger your discount.
And they have a tradition. They've been around for quite a while.
Yeah, and it's fun to go into their store.
I've
although
never been in their store.
You need hours. Like
maybe someday. They do a spinning retreat that I would like to go to at some time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Jillian's teaching there in
Oh.
the fall. Yep, it's like in October, I think. And so's Beth. And so's Spunky, maybe?
Wow.
So.
Well, that's all I've got to talk about. Somehow we made this show with no book review and almost no content last 50 minutes.
We did talk about bras for quite a while.
This is true. Sorry if that weirds you out.
Meh.
Most of you have boobs.
Or know someone who does.
Yeah. You guys have a lovely week. If we see you at Plyway, we'll try to have some swag.
Come
for
say
you.
hey.
Yeah. And otherwise, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.